are headed back to the house. Just dropped those boys off. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Jameelah Evans, and on this channel, sometimes we do life together, and sometimes we do our hair together. I am going to be doing my hair this week. I have some travel plans that require me to have the we coming live Wednesday doing our hair. Maybe Tuesday, maybe tomorrow. Anywho, I'm going home to prepare the rest of my beauty services to include my nails and pack. So I'm really excited. I just came on to check in with you all and share a bit of gratitude for all that is happening in my life in the midst of very uncertain times. It's really important to monitor what you focus on, because you can multiple ways. If you choose to see things in a negative light and to harp on those things that aren't going well, or the craziness that is, then you will kind of dig a hole and area, and unfortunately, and that's not a place to be at, right? So I have been on the outskirts of that. I choose not to really focus in those areas. So what has been going on is that I have been working on things for many years. Some of you all know a little bit about my story. If you don't, I have been licensed for the past 11 years. I have been curl focused specifically, and in that time frame of doing hundreds of curly heads of hair, I have gotten and deepened a passion of mine for not only helping people, but serving those who don't know a lot about hair, in particular, generations upon generations of no education around the hair that grows out of our scalp. And so forgive me if the internet gets a little janky. So I have essentially taken anything that any person has ever said in my chair or in passing in conversation, or I've heard online as far as hair challenges and experiences in Black salon culture. I have literally taken and created a business model that is the anti of that. Okay, anything negative, any hair horror story, any terrible experience in a salon, any hair challenges that are extremely common, my business is built on the backs of learning from those lessons. Okay, so what do people say about hairstylists nowadays? Oh, they were late, they played with my time, they were rude, they were unprofessional, they were loud, they had many people in the salon. I did not get undivided attention. I didn't feel special. Okay, the place wasn't clean. I could go on and on and on. Okay, she rescheduled me last minute. The fact that the hey boo text is a thing, all those things are the things that I go against. Okay, I am also human, so it's not like I'm sitting here. I never want anyone to think that I'm just to cast me out. In my opinion, I am, for myself and for those who choose me and value me. But we all make mistakes. We all have bad days. I try my very best to keep quality control high in my salon. So throughout the years, though, doing natural hair, doing curly hair, the beauty industry is a glitz and glam. It's literally Hollywood. It's showtime, right? That's what the beauty industry can be centered around. And natural hair isn't high on that list of glitz and glam. It's not very popular. It's not sexy, if you will, but it is very necessary. It's very needed, right? I think that I read the other day, it was from a 2018. I know 2018 is a long time ago, but it's the last number that I found, that 65% of the population has textured hair. Okay, so over half of the world has textured hair. And if we're specifically talking about type 3, type 4 hair, y'all know I don't really curl type, but okay, for reference purposes, type 3, type 4 hair, especially type 4 hair, is being forgotten about in that textured category. Hey there. Quakes. Nice to meet you. And so, y'all, after many, many years of fighting a good fight and just marching forward and serving the everyday woman, right? Not really working through that ego-centered, self-centered mindset that can happen sometimes in this industry, where these people, they're coming to see me. Ain't nobody coming to see you. Oh, this. No, they're coming to get their hair done. You just so happen to be the most popular person, and people are finding you. But please don't ever let that make your head very, very big, because things can happen, okay? Bad news travels quicker than good news, okay? So you get one client that you don't handle the right way, you don't know who knows who you just never know. And so I have luckily understood the fact that your reputation precedes you, okay? That your brand name, once it's tarnished, honey, you can't get that back. So no matter how something is going down in my chair, I try my very, very best to rectify and conflict resolve whatever may arise. It doesn't happen often, but if there ever has been a time where someone was dissatisfied, I have reached out. I have attempted to give either a service to fix or whatever the case may be. It's been a long time since that has happened, but when the time comes, it's really important how you handle things on the back end, okay? Always, always, always move in a way where no one has nothing against you. No one able to say about your brand. They can't go around town saying da 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 did this, da 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 did that, and here go the text message receipts. Okay, that's messy. That's messy, and that will go farther than any good client that you have, any great style that you produce. It will blow it up, especially in this day and age of the internet, child. So I say all that to say that after 12 years in this industry, what came to mind the other day as I was journaling, and what really made me be overly grateful and just be like, you know what? I'm right where I'm supposed to be, right at the right time, right in the right season, because I currently feel seen. Okay. And in an industry where natural hair is not seen, that is huge. The industry is just now catching up when it comes to textured education. I just was reading in the UK, the inclusion is very limited there, to the point where they are calling for a reform of the beauty schools curriculum all over the UK. Veda is one of the leading cosmetology schools that has taken, and maybe even the first, that has actually taken an approach to texture education, not as a module, not as a sector or a chapter in a book, but a full revamp of their teachings, where textured hair is included from the very beginning in every lesson along the way, so that it's not an afterthought. It is it's the standard. And so that is so beautiful. If you are a hairstylist or any business industry, I would highly encourage. So I get emails, really, it will take and search the internet for articles related around texture hair, texture education, and developments in the beauty industry, and I get those. So I was just reading the other day, I forget the actual blog name or the website name, but I was reading about the lag over in the UK when it comes to texture services. And so we are in the US in a place where textured hair is starting to really catch on fire. Cosmoprof is doing the World of Texture. I think that which is a virtual summit, I believe this is the third year or more since they've done that. Back in 2017, I got approached to do my first platform on stage education around textured hair, but I was a little unprepared at the time, so I did not take the opportunity. But that was the beginning. And now, we fast forward almost 10 years later, some things have happened. I have gone down to New Orleans for Barnabas to teach down there, and that was huge as well. So I am grateful to be what I would like to think is the pillar, especially here in my city, for the development of the natural hair care services and people who are really truly passionate about that. So when I post later on this week, or whenever I finish up the one moment, y'all. Okay, that 18-wheeler knew they wasn't about to catch that turn. If I'm going 50 miles 60 miles per hour, and okay, anywho, I'm just so grateful because I came into this industry, and this is advice for anyone who comes out into this industry. Serve the people who need you. Yes, it's cute to do what you want to do the kind of hair that you're passionate about, but if you really want to be in business, if you ain't looking for a hobby or a side hustle, and you're looking for a long-lasting business, a career path, if you want to be able to continue to go deeper into the industry and not just be what is, let's be clear, an entry-level position, shampoo assistant, hairstylist. The only difference is a license, okay? Once you get the license, if you do not go deeper into the industry, if you don't advance your education, or if you do not move around and network properly to be afforded different positions, then you will be behind the chair until you retire. If you can retire, you will be on the hamster wheel that sometimes includes carpal tunnel, bad backs, sore feet, okay, until you're 50, 60 years old. Prior to these past few years, y'all know I was getting into beauty coaching for, salon professionals. And I spoke heavily about the exit strategy. When you're coming in, you need to reverse engineer your career. How long do you want to be behind the chair? What does it look like to take what you have learned behind the chair and leverage it, that expertise, that experience that you have gotten behind the chair? There's something that you are proficient in. There's something that is your gift, right? For me, my gift, even though I can style hair many, many, many ways, my gift is education, okay? My gift is, I have pattern recognition. I'm a solutionist, okay? If you have an issue, I need to go find you a solution. And once I find that solution, it's my job to be able to break it down with my education as the cosmetologist, so that you can understand as an everyday woman. And I do that through analogies and very basic breakdowns of the steps to care for your hair. I do it here on YouTube. I do it behind the chair. I've done it at foster homes to young women. I have done it at career fairs, if you will, and I have done it on stages. I do it everywhere, okay? I do it wherever it needs to be done. What I like to call spreading the natural hair gospel, okay? I don't want anyone who has hair that looks like mine, all the way to the tightest of tightest, all the way down to straight hair. I don't want anyone to be struggling with their hair. If you are now struggling with your hair care versus actually having the time or feeling like doing it, it's two different things, right? So I say all this to say, number one, I'm extremely grateful. Lead with an attitude of gratitude. I promise you it will go a long way, okay? Number two, serve those who need service. And when I say serve, I literally mean serve, okay? Go outside of yourself, extend yourself to care for the person that's in your chair, that's paying you their hard-earned money. They go to work 40 plus hours a week, sometimes 2 jobs, 3 jobs in this day and age. They take whatever money that they have left, their disposable income, after they've paid all their bills. Sometimes they spending more money than they should be spending to sit in your chair. When I say more money than they should be spending, more money than they have to spend, not more money than you should be charging. And then they don't have a good experience. You wasn't there to really care for them as if you were like a nurse or, you know, any type of service person, a waitress. Like, you should almost like hand and foot wait on these people who are paying your bills. These people go and work to come and spend their money to pay your bills. I don't know how y'all look at it, but these people, you would not be able to be in business without the people who sit in your chair. We have to get over ourselves. Okay? I hope that the internet's not too choppy. I know how I can get when I'm turning into my neighborhood. I didn't want that in y'all. I just, as an industry, I guess at this point I'm about to start being a veteran. As someone who has been in the industry for over a decade, I have seen a lot of things. I have experienced a lot of things. I have reinvented myself plenty of many a time. And where I'm at now is this is just so much bigger than me. And when you, and I want to make sure that y'all can hear this, put a 1 in the chat if you can hear what I'm talking about. If you're a subscriber, it won't let you comment if you're not a subscriber. If you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat as I'm finishing up. Okay, I should be getting on the Wi-Fi at this point. Anywho, I just want you, anyone who comes into this industry, I just want bigger than just hair. And when you really, really lean into that and you understand that each and every person that sits in your chair is a building block, hey there, is a building block to get you where you want to go, so that you can maneuver and do bigger and better things in your life. Okay, the most successful people are the people who help the most people. Okay, the more people you help, the more successful you will be. That's it. That's all. All right, y'all. I hope that y'all have a lovely day. I hope that this was for whoever it was for. I'll be doing my hair. As y'all can see, baby, the Grails is coming in. I'll be doing my hair tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a chunky braid out. Okay. I'm about to go do my nails right now, and I'm about to go record some of my podcast. Did I say that? I'm about to go record something. All right, y'all. Until next time, y'all. Bye.